Aloha from the Ozarks, folks. I have this 16 by 40 corner porch cabin here on my lot. It's got a 12-foot porch on the front here, 4 foot wide, 12 long. 2 windows, 2 by 3 single panes. A walk-in door that's a 36 by 80, 9 light walk-in door, 36 by 80, and there's 9 little windows. This one's an all plywood building. Has a large roll-up garage door down at the end and a walk-in door down at the other end. As I mentioned, this is plywood, pressure treated, Duratemp plywood, 5/8 inch thick, and it's plywood in the walls, the siding, as well as the floors. Standard on our walls are 2x4s that are premium grade lumber. They're 16 inches on center. It's also pressure treated, and we double stud them every third wall stud every 4 feet. So double stud, single, single, double, and we do that all the way down. It gives you a very strong reinforced wall. We double stud them because our siding is about 4 feet apart, and that gives us a great anchoring point for our siding, which is all tongue and groove siding all along the side, as well as tongue and groove on the floor. Now on the walls, single stud at the bottom of the walls, double stud at the wall headers or the wall caps. And we do double studs up at the top to give us a strong base to anchor our roof trusses, all right? And we use these hurricane screws right here, you can see, to hold that roof truss in place. Those hurricane screws are rated for over 835 pounds of tensile strength, which is almost double the strength of our older hurricane clips, which is what we used to use to mount our roof trusses to the roof. But now we use these screws because they're even stronger, which is part of the reason we are able to offer to you a 150 mile an hour wind gust certification. It's engineered for 150 mile an hour wind gusts, partially because of how we build and attach our roof trusses to the tops of our walls, and the other part is because we also do anchor the buildings into the ground, okay? Let's talk about before I get to talking about those roof trusses, I want to finish talking about the walls and how we frame things up. So I mentioned the double studs, but I want you to pay attention to on the windows. We double stud every door and window frame. At a minimum, it's going to be double studded. Door frames are the same way, okay? And that means for you that the door frames and the window frames, look at that, that window frame isn't moving, all right? That means for you, when we double stud like that to reinforce the frames are gonna keep square with the building, so that once the building's delivered to your site and leveled, windows and doors are gonna open and shut freely like they're supposed to because we kept it square with the building. That's important. If you're shopping around, pay attention to the other companies that you're looking at. Do they double stud their door and window frames? Because if not, you're going to have a hard time opening and shutting those after they're on site, or they're probably going to leak. All right? So important for you to pay attention to. Now, let's go on to the roof trusses. I mentioned to you earlier how we anchor them. The roof trusses are also 2x4s, premium grade, and pressure treated. But I want you to notice in our standard roof style like this, our roof trusses, the base rail of that roof truss rests on the top of our wall caps, and the same thing all the way across on the other side. But you can't see it there, right here. See? So that base rail goes all the way across and rests on the top of that wall cap on both sides. That provides you with lateral stability across this building, just like floor joists do underneath. Same thing. Our roof trusses do the same thing above. Okay. Other companies save some money by getting a shorter piece of wood to not have to span that entire gap, and they put it up higher in the roof truss. That saves them money. They don't have to use as big of a piece of 2x4, but it also loses a bit in lateral stability, whereas ours maintain that lateral stability because just like floor joists, I can't speak today, our roof trusses act as an additional piece of lateral stability in the building. Keeps the box square is how I explained it to folks, right? This building is a big old box, and those roof trusses help keep it all square and straight, all right? Now, this particular roof has the radiant barrier upgrade. You can see that shiny aluminum foil thing that reflects out 97% of the sun's radiant heat, makes a huge difference in the summertime. And I highly recommend it for all of our buildings. This one already has it installed. Okay, that's an additional upgrade. You can order a building and you don't have to get the radiant barrier, but this one already has it in it. Now, what I also want you to notice, you can see some light peeking in up there, reflecting off that. That's because we do a soffit ventilation system all the way down the sidewall, okay, on both sides of the building. That's why you can see light peeking up through there. That's because we have a soffit vent that allows air to flow up through that soffit vent and then out through the screened-in roof ridge vent. That ridge vent is going the entire peak of the roof. It's screened in to keep out bugs and debris, but it's designed to work in conjunction with those side vents on the soffits and move a whole bunch more air in and out of this building, which helps keep the humidity out of this building, which means it's going to have less chance of mold and mildew to accumulate inside of here, because we're helping move a bunch of air out of here, get that humidity out of here. Okay, so that's something that's unique to Graceland. That we have a Graceland patented exclusive on how we do the soffit vents on our portable buildings. And we just move a lot more air than all the other portable building companies, because they don't do nearly the amount of ventilation that we do. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's on the roof. The roof itself is OSB roof decking, standard roof decking in the industry. On the outside would be the metal. Between the metal and the roof decking, we put a moisture barrier, a tar paper, and then as you can see on the inside here, we have the radiant barrier applied on the inside. So that's about our roofs. Now, on the floors, plywood floors, just like we have plywood walls, and they're 5/8 inches thick, and they're tongue and groove, so they're interlocked with one another. Each slab is interlocked. Underneath the floor, we have our floor joists, and they are 2x6s. Not 2x4s, but 2x6s. And just like our wall studs are 16 inches apart, the floor joists are 16 inches apart all the way across underneath. You can order one upgraded to 12 inches on center instead of 16 inches on center for a super heavy duty floor if you would like. And actually in this building, they are already 12 inches on center. We do that automatically whenever we put in a big roll-up garage door, because that's basically a giant empty hole on the wall. So we shore up the strength of the building, the stability of the building, by putting upgraded heavy-duty 12-inch on-center floor joists. So in this particular building, they are 12 inches on center because of that big roll-up door. This is our heavy-duty floor, all right? And also it has one other walk-in door down there at the end. So we talked to you about the floors, floor joists, talked about the walls and the windows and the framing. Last thing I'll talk to you about then is delivery. It's free within 50 miles of my lot. Anything past 50 miles, we will charge a delivery charge. Building of this size would be $10 a mile. Delivery's free within 50 miles, and we'll set it up on the blocks that you provide, and then we'll attempt to anchor it into the ground as long as your ground is suitable for anchoring. It is the Ozarks. We do have a lot of rocks, and we hand drive these anchors in. So your ground has to be suitable for anchoring, and you do have to reach out to call811.com and make sure they've marked any utilities in the area. We always have military discounts available no matter what time of year it is. Aside from that, discounts can change every month, and sometimes they even change throughout the month. Check out my website, which is right there on the screen, to see the latest and updated price. I try to keep my prices updated on Facebook and YouTube as well. So if you have any questions on that, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is right there on the screen. You can call or text me. Let's see here. What else? Anything else I need to cover? Oh yeah, rent to own. Rent to own is available. We need at least 1 month up front. If you do 2 months up front, you get 90 days after it has been delivered before your next payment comes due. Okay, and it's no credit check, and there's no penalty to pay it off early, and I always encourage people to pay it off early. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Reach out to me. Aloha from the Ozarks.